Nerds and geeks back at it again. I know you've been hitting us on the social saying, where are you? Where are the nerds? We need some nerdiness in our lives. We have heard your call, and we are here back in full effect. The legendary Saturday nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, King Nerdificent Twala Sharp in the building, joined as always by the Roundtable Nights. Bo Kelly, what it is, good sir?
Man, it's been a minute, but it's good to be back.
Yeah, man. Anthony from Two Cubicles Down.
It's good to be back, and there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Dr. Liz, Renaissance from the Freeway.
Hi, everyone.
Twitch Master McBain.
What's poppin', y'all?
We're sending mad love to our brother Tom. Is talking Cunningham. He is recovering from not just whirlwind round the world tour, but also from a major surgical procedure, and that surgery is kicking him in his ass. So much love to you, brother Cunningham. We hope you feel better quickly. Man, so much shit that we do got to get caught up on, you know, from Ahsoka, Blue Beetle. I mean, there's just shit after shit just that has dropped. What are y'all thoughts so far on Ahsoka? I know Anthony, you are a super Star Wars diehard. Is Ahsoka doing it, or are you still on the fence?
Oh no, I'm all over it. This is definitely doing it. I just the only gripe I got going on right now is I wish the episode was longer. I mean, I can't deal. I can't spend a week waiting for a 30-minute episode. It's not doable. Bump it up to like 40, 45 minutes. Call it a day. You're good. But other than that,
I can dig that.
Characters are good. Acting's good. So far, plot's good. Storyline's good. Just everything about it is good for right now. We still got 5 more episodes to go. So yeah. I'm just anxious to see where we go, what stories we get told. You know, is Thrawn going to be a tease for the end, or is he's actually going to have a pivotal role in the series? We going to see Ezra make an appearance, or is it going to be just another like tease for the end, and then to be continued?
I think we'll see Ezra. I know we're going to see Thrawn. They've when they were introducing the actor who was playing him, they showed him by way of some of his on-camera scenes. So Thrawn will be in it. The reason I believe Ezra is going to be in it, and I know this is a bit of a reach, but it's a direct reach from the Hasbro Star Wars Black Series action figure line. They have just released early, purchase for the Ahsoka series figures, and they have the Ezra figure, and the Ezra figure they've already had a whole bunch of Ezra figures from the Rebels line, but the Ezra figure that they just dropped is the grown-up Ezra, and it is the actor that's playing Ezra in the series. So I believe that we will see, if they've already dropped the action figure and saying like, hey, here is the actor that we cast, here is him in 6.5-inch glory, well then yeah, I do believe that we're going to see it. McBain, are you in this one? Are you like, I don't know?
The good and the bad.
All right.
First with the good. Unlike The Last Jedi, this is actually good Star Wars content. Like, very, very good. So good to the point where I'm like, they got me breaking down lightsaber forms. Like, oh, that's form 5. That's form 3. Oh, you probably shouldn't do form 3 because that's a defensive stance. I'm liking this so much that I'm worried that they're gonna mess it up, do something stupid. But it's got me thinking. It's got me like thinking, who's the Inquisitor? Is it Ezra? Probably not, but that's the rumor going around. Is it the clone of Luke Skywalker? Because in the books, when Empire Strikes Back and Luke lost his hand, they cloned him. Yada yada yada. I'm thinking outside the box here. I'm very, very excited. Some people aren't really happy that Sabine is going to be able to use the Force. I think they're explaining it pretty well. They're constantly telling you, look, you don't have any talent. You fucking suck.
Yeah.
They keep and when Sabine asks, well, if everyone can use the Force, because Ahsoka says the Force flows through all living things, talent plays a factor. That's a good example. A better example would say, for example, like everyone in this chat, everyone in this podcast can play basketball, but none of us can play in the NBA.
Mhm.
Even though my jumper's wet, can't make it to the NBA. So I'm liking it. I like the 2 Dark Jedi. I like all the characters. I'm just worried they're gonna do something stupid, and I hope I'm wrong. But so far, I am really, really digging it. I like it that it's for people that have watched the Clone Wars, people that have watched Jedi Rebels. Some people that don't like it, they're like, well, why do I care about this character? Well, dude, it's not for you. I don't care. Okay, it's for people that put the time in, real diehard fans. I really, really like it. Rosario Dawson, that is Ahsoka. You found that out in the first 5 minutes when she had that smirk. I'm like, dude, that's Ahsoka. That is her. They nailed her. It's just perfect. And so far, this is really, really like minor, but I love this part in episode 2 when Ahsoka's fighting the Dark Jedi and the Inquisitor, and they escape on the ship, and the Inquisitor's lightsaber's coming back, and she just nonchalantly dodges it. I was like, dude, that's some gangster shit.
Yeah.
So far, I'm a fan. I'm all in.
And Mo, I know you like me. We have watched all things Star Wars animated series from Clone Wars to Rebels, and Ryan made the point that there are a lot of people who are like, nah, it's not for me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. And I agree, McBain, that this series, Dave Filoni is like, that's fine if you don't get it. I actually don't care. I'm not making this series for anyone who is a Johnny come lately. This is for the diehards. And Mo, as a diehard, are you seeing this as the true heir apparent to both of the heralded animated series?
Oh, absolutely. It's a continuation of all the storylines and threads in Clone Wars, in Rebels. They're taking all the principal characters and letting you know that if you watch those series, they're going to be prominently featured in this series. And my only gripe is I don't like the pacing of some of the dialogue. It's a little slow and deliberate in nature, but that's a minor criticism. I like the fact that they are rewarding the folks who actually put the time into Ryan's point and watch the animated series, and we're rewarded with an Ezra Bridger, which basically is a character out of nowhere, in the sense of it's a character which is wholly a product of Star Wars Rebels, and he's going to be prominently featured. And this is a good way of demonstrating how you can tell stories beyond just Luke Skywalker and the people in his immediate vicinity. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I just hope, like Ryan, they don't do some bullshit which turns me off.
That penultimate curse that plagues the Disney Plus app. Liz, as from everyone on this panel, you appreciate Star Wars, but you absolutely like most non-diehards understand why Star Wars struggles. Have you gotten into the series yet?
I mean, I think it's nice. I think it's a good series so far. Unlike Ryan, who thinks that, holds out on hope, I have no hope. I believe that they will do something that will make everyone wildly disappointed, because every single show has done something that has left wild disappointment, except I think probably season 1 of The Mandalorian. But other than that, I think this is
Get a
Season
Ralph
2 was
Boner
good
moment.
too.
it tracks.
Yeah, well, I dig it. I love everything about it.
Star Wars,
so
no hope.
much Star Wars lore in this, and for me, this is what those of us have been asking of the Star Wars universe. Give the fucking keys over to Filoni and Favreau. Let them have it. And even though Favreau is a fan, but Favreau also makes movies. Favreau, he gave The Mandalorian in season 3. He brought a lot of that I say Zathura kid-friendly energy into The Mandalorian, and he leaned a little too heavy into Grogu for most everyone's liking, because we wanted that darkness, and it was like, nah, we're going too dark. Kids aren't buying the toys anymore. We got to keep kids buying the Grogu. And I think that suffered greatly by Favreau also leaning into that other side of like family friendliness, while Filoni is like, I'm sorry. I'm just a Star Wars fan and I'm a creator. And everything I did in both animated series was some of the realest Star Wars shit you'll ever see. And I'm not going to stop just because I'm doing a live action series. I'm going to keep that going. I think so far the only thing that I have an issue with is Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Hera. To me, that is just not good casting. I don't think that she has the personality or the chops to be Hera. I'm not mad at her. Like, she's a fine actress, but I just, from watching the animated series, that's just not Hera. We'll see how it goes. I love the fact that they brought in, her son, because when I saw that, I was like, yo, you're literally going deep cut into the animated series. Like that's just from like the last few episodes of the show. When you're doing flashbacks and recaps, you're like, oh shit, they had a kid, her and Kanan, and it's like, yo, the kid is actually in the series. Though that type of attention to detail,
Yes,
is paramount, because if he wouldn't have been in the series, those of us who watch it would have been like, hey man, don't you got a kid? Like, what's up with the kid? And then they bring him in, and you acknowledge the fact that there is some tie to him and being Jedi. When he says, mommy, I want to be a Jedi, he's not just some kid saying that out of hand. He knows who his father is, and the excitement. I'm hoping that we get an Ezra appearance that is similar to the Mandalorian's appearance in Boba Fett. That is on par with Luke's appearance in the season 2 finale of the Mandalorian. That's what I'm hoping for. But like you all, I walk on knowing that the ice is thin. That any minute we can hit a crack, and we get to that penultimate episode, and it's just like that finale could be shit. We don't know.
Dipping your toe into the water. I to your point, Twala, when it comes to Hera, she's slowly warming up to me, and what it kind of like made me go like, you know what, this might work out, is the scene where the senators don't want to give her help, give her a fleet, and she goes hard at that one senator and goes, "Did you serve?"
Oh,
and
yeah.
It was a pause. And she's like, "Motherfucker," like that. I know that look. Yeah. I know a motherfucking look when I see one. She's like, "Oh, so you just, just laid low in the cut and just wait to see who won." I'm like, "Oh, damn, girl, okay." But her casting seems a little off, but she's slowly warming up to me.
I can do that.
I think that's a good scene, because we're seeing how inept the New Republic is, just how fucking incompetent they are. Like, they're still employing former Empire personnel.
Like, so stupid, yeah.
And like this is gonna be a really good explanation as to how the First Order rose up, because they just couldn't do shit right. They literally they won the war, and like, I hate deuces. We're dipping out. Good luck, everybody else.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that even in the Mandalorian, or actually, and through the Mandalorian season 3, and in Andor. You see how things work on a political level, and I like how all these Star Wars series are leaning more into trying to explain how things are run. I'm curious about this Lando series. I know they're moving forward with it. Donald Glover's like, hey, look, they're actually, before the strike, they were literally like sitting down, and him and his brother, they said, like, we've had the series written. But when he says him and his brother have the series written, I love Atlanta. Atlanta is phenomenal television. I don't know if you can have Atlanta in a galaxy far, far away. So that gives me a little pause. I know Donald Glover is a brilliant young man, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
When you're doing like prequels about legacy characters, it's always difficult. I like Donald Glover. He's awesome, but let's be real. He's no Billy D. Williams. I mean, he's just not, man. So, it worked with Obi-Wan Kenobi because, Ewan McGregor, you saw him in the prequels. It kind of worked that way. It made sense. But I don't know, man. There's only one Billy D.
Yeah. And there's supposedly Billy's going to have a role in Lando. It's going to be a perspective. So, you said what?
What's up?
Anthony, you said what? Is
You're
Anthony frozen?
You're frozen, Anthony. Delay.
Oh, was it Ocelite?
The Acolytes, you're saying?
Is that
What
what
are
it
you
is?
talking
Yeah,
about?
the Acolytes.
Oh, the Acolytes. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So that series, supposedly that series showed some trailer at a recent Disney, I don't know, event.
Yeah.
And they're hyping it up because it's all Jedis, all lightsabers and going
Well,
at it like
and
old
the
Republic
Acolyte,
status.
that's a series that goes back beyond, beyond. There's no Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. All that shit is
None of
just
that.
none of that even exists. This goes back to the beginnings of the Jedi, and it shows it tells the story of like the first Sith, like the first Sith apprentice. So you have I can't remember which Sith they're taking the perspective of, but it's before Palpatine,
Yeah, it's
and
way before then. Yeah.
yeah. So you have Amandla Steinberg, Amandla. You have her homegirl. She's the acolyte. And look, that's another one that's going forward, but that there's so much riding on the strike. I know Disney just recently announced that they're pushing back their series, with the exception of Loki. They're pushing all the other series, Echo, and What If and all that are coming way. I think What If is moved to December, and Echo and everything else is like next year. So they're just like, you know what? We're gonna wait, even though I'm like, fuck that. They need to go on and do what they're gonna do. But as reported, there are some movements within the strike. They're allowing some of these AMC series to start shooting. 2 of the Walking Dead series and another series, they're letting those go back
Like,
to
we
start
need
shooting.
another Walking Dead.
Look, they're doing 2, and I guess there were enough to wiggle some room. So we'll see. Maybe that will get some of these other series up and running, because Lord knows, if we don't see an end to this strike soon, we're going to keep getting some of this ridiculous ass reality TV. There's a reality TV show that has siblings of famous people, and they're telling, I guess, stories of them growing up with somebody famous, and this is on television. And I'm
They're
like,
even
man,
showing reality TV shows that comes on Netflix or whatever on regular or on cable.
yeah.
On regular shows, and it's interesting how they're back to showing like ABC is now showing Disney Plus shows on ABC, like
Yes,
Miss Marvel.
Channel 5 is showing F Boy Island. It's like, what is happening right now? Isn't that
What
a
is
Max?
that?
It's a series on Max, and it's like it's really
old TV shows.
Yeah,
Came out a year ago.
What is happening?
Well, I bet you Netflix has a bunch of shit in the pocket that you're just gonna dump. So you're gonna see some shows that were probably made 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
May get a hit, may not, but
you can also bring in the foreign language stuff, which is why they've got, or films that are shot abroad. All those are in play. Movie wise, this week we have the Equalizer 3, which
Boo.
I'm like, please leave
Really?
Denzel alone.
It's
leave that man alone.
You got to get to the end.
Okay,
So the first
I'm
hour,
not
30
planning
minutes
on
don't
seeing it
count?
till it comes on streaming. Mo, so far, what are your thoughts on Denzel's Equalization?
Denzel is old, he's tired, and that's a part of the plot. He's old, he's tired, he's living in Italy, and it starts off with him killing like 9 people. He gets
I
shot.
don't think he's living in. See, this is the reason you got to get to the end, because he's technically not living in Italy.
Look, he's spending his whole life in Italy, which means he's living in Italy. Whether there's a reason or not, he's walking around with a cane.
Visiting Italy.
Wait, so he's visiting and kills 9 people?
Does it really matter if he's living or visiting? Who
But
gives a fuck?
no, but I'm saying it does matter to the plot, and this is the problem. I think that is problem with the show is that it's usually, especially in movie 1 and 2, they kind of do start you from the beginning, and you kind of pick up where we're going in the beginning. And this one's deciding to start us in the middle, and you're not, and then it's proceeding, and then it's almost going backwards, and you're discovering, oh.
But see, the thing is, there's no connection to the first two movies. There's no real feeling of why he's doing what he's doing. It's not about his dead wife. It's not. He's lost emotionally. That's the way I look at it. He's just out there fucking people up with some moral code of right or wrong.
Okay, and see, again, I understand, and I felt that way all the way until the third act, and then I was like, oh, this is completely from what I gathered. And I have to admit, I wasn't a big fan of the movie until I got to the end, and I was like, okay, I get it. But I don't think that this is a good recipe because it shouldn't change your mind. Like, it shouldn't change you this drastically, and you still walk out with saying, oh, it's a decent movie.
Wait, walk out as if you went to a theater to see it?
I did see it in the theater.
Okay. Okay.
And it was packed.
Is the director still what's his name?
It's still Fuqua. Yep.
Still Fuqua. Because he made a great first one.
I mean, you know, him and Home Depot gave a first really good commercial. Him and Home Depot got together. The second one was lost in the sauce. I'm like, what is happening right now?
I think
and this third one, the trailers make it look like he's too old to equalize. I'm sorry.
I think that he is. I think that they're trying not to keep with the same beat, and they're trying to show, and especially now that you have a television show that has a very similar beat to the movie, I think that they're trying to do something new. I just don't think that. I think it's going to have a Moe's reaction until you get to the third act, and you're just like, oh, okay, everything I thought is really flipped on its head.
Let me ask a spoiler. Does he die at the end?
No.
So it's not like John. Yeah. So it's not like John Wick where he dies at the end.
No.
Yellow. So wait.
Yeah, why are you hating on Denzel?
Liz, is there more equalization that can be had?
Even more equalizing.
Well, looking at the number, you know, how many people were actually seeing this film, and it was pretty sold out consistently for the first at least 3. But I will say it's a possibility. But I would say in my theater there was it's drawing a very senior crowd, and so the crowd that I was in, it was so many people who were coughing that I was literally doing this the entire film.
Liz, he's 68. He is not the Gen Z hero. He's
not
the Gen X hero.
But that's the thing now. Old male heroes. That's the thing right now.
Yeah,
I mean Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone.
Liam Neeson's crazy ass
out there.
Yeah,
Liam Neeson's racist ass is still out there.
He had a movie that came out last week. Liam Neeson.
That's his good living, Anthony. That's his good living, Anthony. That's his good living.
I mean, I guess.
And Stallone has a reality TV show. I don't know if
look. Stallone's got the 4th Expendables coming out on the 22nd. So it's not that old men films aren't going to keep being made. I think it's just more of, when I look at a film like The Equalizer, I look at the trailer, he looks like he isn't really equalizing. He looks like he's spending a lot more time thinking about it, looking at his watch. Young man, I should equalize you. I don't know. And then it looked like the camera gets sped up.
Yeah.
And then he equalizes, and I don't know.
The trailer has him sitting at a dinner table in an Italian restaurant, equalizing. Like the problem's coming to him, and he's just solving it right there over a.
Do you know how lazy that is?
Yeah, that's just.
I came in here to eat some dinner. Now I gotta equalize.
All I'm gonna say is that it really is an extension from the second movie.
Okay.
It is not an extension from the first, but it is an extension from this. Yes, it does.
Oh.
But you do not get that until
Dakota
the
Fanning?
end of the movie.
Is Dakota Fanning
She's
someone
like a
from his
CIA
equalizing
operative.
past?
I'm gonna say
she's a what?
She's like 15.
Homegirl's daughter. That's Homegirl's daughter.
Oh,
Bill Pullman and that other woman. I'm gonna say that. I haven't seen the movie at all. I'm just gonna go with the wild ass guess that that's their daughter.
Well,
Liz,
that makes sense.
is it right?
Wait, am I spoiling? Y'all
Yeah.
want me to
Yeah,
spoil
yeah.
It's a
it?
spoiler cast.
Yes.
Yes.
See,
Boo.
I could have wrote this
Boo.
fucking movie.
Just hating, man.
Boo.
I could have wrote this fucking
Hater
movie.
of the year.
But there's another connection, because there is another reason as to why he's in Italy. Now maybe he'll stay in Italy, but I think that's something like how the second movie started, is that he was there and it's like, okay, so do you plan on staying in this neighborhood? And then so him popping up in a different neighborhood doesn't bother me. I just would have thought that they would have explained that a little bit
Well,
before.
I would
Okay,
think when
Liz,
you have a
tell me
body
the
count.
Liz, tell me the truth. Is he in Italy connected to his wife's death and he's going to avenge her death?
It is not a connection to the first. So this is a second.
Okay.
It's a connection to the second. There is a reason why he's there. It is not because of his wife, but there is a
Is
reason
he
as to
following
what
up
he
on
used to do.
the
number
Pedro
2.
Pascal's crew? Is he trying to find them?
No.
No,
Okay, wait a minute.
Homegirl in the second one, the one girl he goes sees in the first one, she got killed in the second. So my bet is it's a revenge plot on finding the dudes who set up her, and then he's going after the whole fucking lineage all the way to the
so
top.
he's just
Fucking
going
work.
to Italy, just a old ass equalizing
not.
tourist.
It's not. That's
Okay.
not. But
Well, look,
but he is an equalizing tourist, but that's not the reason.
I get why he has to move around, because when you literally just start killing every single person in your way in a city, you eventually have to get out of Dodge. So
That is true.
I mean, he fucking took care of what was it, like Philadelphia in one city? I think the other one was like Baltimore.
Yeah.
Or
But
Boston.
but I do feel that I think that there is something to it where because really the plot, the part, at least this is not giving away anything, is that this little city is terrorized by, the mafia. And a mafia kind of cartel-ish thing.
Wait, Liz, what I didn't understand is in Italy, but it was an awful brown mafia.
Yeah, the Sicilians.
Yeah.
They're brown. Aren't
Yeah.
Sicilians brown?
Yeah.
Some are, but there's a color system within Italians as well.
And so
I could see
this
that.
might be the dark Italians in this one.
They didn't look when you see the movie, you'll see they didn't look
Okay.
Italian.
Yeah.
They did not. They
Okay.
looked like
Well,
it could have been Middle Eastern.
It'll probably
think-
be
and I
streaming
think
in like
that-
a month or so.
And I
So I'll
and I
be
do
good.
think that that's possible because of their connection with Syria, right? So there is
Correct.
this.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I see that that colorism absolutely could play a role into that, but I mean, it sucks because just like Black people are typecast as being gangsters, it kind of sucks that you're going to do this whole typecasting again with like mafia and organized crime.
Are they on mainland or are they on the island?
They're in Italy.
Well, you have Sicily.
Well,
No,
they're
they're on the
technically
boot.
in Sicily. Yeah,
They're on the boot, not on the soccer
Yeah.
ball. All right.
No.
Yeah, on the boot.
Okay. Oh shit.
I mean,
All right,
just
look.
going into stereotypes. I mean, it's the same thing that I have with Blue Beetle. I mean, we're just doing stereotypes all around.
Oh, we're doing
Hey, look.
transition now?
Transition
Yeah,
to Blue.
Blue
Perfect.
Beetle. Look. Okay. Look. Blue Beetle.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm gonna say this.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna say
Swallow.
this
Yeah. Go ahead.
because of my connection
Okay.
to the star of the film's mother, and the fact that me and Carmelita go back to like the beginnings of my radio days, and I can never in good conscience disrespect the child of someone who I've got nothing but love for, Sholo as well. I must recuse myself from reviewing
You
this
need to
film.
do your job, my brother. Do your job.
But no. I am not going to stop anyone who has seen it from having their say. I just cannot participate in reviewing that film.
Your silence speaks volumes.
No.
Okay.
He's not silent. He is not silent. And you know what? Actually, Shola was not bad in the movie. The movie was bad and he was in it. There's a difference.
That's very accurate, Mo. That's very, very accurate. McBain, did you actually see it?
Oh no, hell no.
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
waiting.
all right.
I'm waiting for it to come out on HBO or HBO Max or Max, whatever the fuck they're calling it.
That'll probably be
I'm
Tuesday.
Not
Probably
going
right
to
after
see
the holiday.
another DC movie until the new universe comes
Mm.
out. because James Gunn got me the first time talking about how the Flash is like gonna tie into his new universe. No,
Hey,
it didn't.
dude.
So no,
Hey,
This is
dude.
banana tailpipe.
Dude,
This
I
is
saw
banana
I saw that
exactly.
Flash movie. I
Oh, you
did
finally
finally see that
did?
Flash movie.
Yeah, it's not good.
The Flash is quite possibly one of the worst fucking things that has ever happened to cinema.
But Michael
To
Keaton
cinema.
was great. Michael Keaton was great though. Michael
Look,
Keaton
you
was
know
great.
what? Michael Keaton was great, like Sholo was great. Okay,
Yeah, okay,
Michael Keaton is great in a
okay.
very bad movie.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Anthony,
I've
did you
seen
see Blue
worse.
Beetle?
Nah, I can't subject myself to that torture.
All right, so Liz, and it's been a minute, Liz. What were your thoughts on Blue Beetle?
I did not pay extra money to see it in. I mean, well, I could go for free, but I wasn't gonna pay for my kids to go see it in extra, anything. I was like, we're gonna see this in regular, because I just refuse to think that I'm gonna, give any extra money for this. So that's my preface. My second issue. Okay, so I also have to say I have no Latino background in my life. That's not my heritage. And so I tread lightly with saying, okay, I know that this is not for me. And I did go back and re-listen to what, the interview Mo had with him, the
With the
director.
Mhm.
And I do get his point about family. I understand that. And I started to think about all of the other films, the superhero films and their role of family. And really, I think his argument is that a lot of these other films are in silos and they keep secrets from their family. And the majority of them were white. So I was like, yeah, but if you look at like a Black Panther, the family's all involved. I guess you could say Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the family is not involved. But anyway, I just think that so I appreciate that aspect. But what I do think, and I still stand on this, is that I have two problems. The stereotype of Mexicans is a strong problem for me. And I struggle because the George Lopez character is a walking, talking stereotype. And if I had, now I love me if I can watch Friday, the first Friday, all I want to,
Yeah.
and laugh and love. But if they had a Pookie and Black Panther, we would have a problem.
What did we say, Twala?
Jesus.
What
Yeah.
did we
Yes.
say? That was the exact analogy that Twala and I had.
Yep. Yes.
I would be upset. And if Ryan Coogler did that in Wakanda Forever, he would be nailed to the cross.
Yeah.
If Americana and Doctor Strange was like that, she would have been nailed to the cross. And I know she's Puerto Rican, but still.
America Chavez, you mean?
Yes, she would have been nailed. Right? This Marvel would have caught a lot of flack. Now, the closest I could say we have a stereotype was what? Ant-Man?
Luis?
Yeah, but that was nothing compared to what George Lopez was. I was like, oh my God. So that was part of my main problem. The second problem I had, and then we do the immigration scene. And I was like, this is just perpetuating the whole stereotype that Mexicans are always on the verge of being are illegal in these neighborhoods. Immigration. I was like, you do realize that Latinos are not the number one group that's illegal immigrants in America, but you want to perpetuate the stereotype. And then for the director to be Puerto Rican, I was like, now we have another problem because Puerto Rican and Mexican are not the same. And so
they don't necessarily like each other either.
Yeah, they're not fond of each other.
I struggled. So, and then we can deal with all the plot holes. Before we get to there, then we have all the plot holes. So I struggle with this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, there are too many to mention. Seriously.
Who's the villain? And how's the villain? Like
the villain is Susan Sarandon.
The villain.
Susan Sarandon is the villain.
Okay.
Susan Sarandon, I think she's what, 80 now? Yeah.
I mean,
And she mailed it
See?
in. She wasn't
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
She was
I mean,
collecting a paycheck.
it's Susan Sarandon. She didn't have any powers. She didn't. She was, you know, she was the evil ex-wife of Ted
Capitalist.
Cord. And yeah, she was a capitalist. You know, I mean, that was the villain. Capitalism, and capitalism, but maybe not just capitalism, because the daughter of Ted Cord, who was oddly enough Latina, she wasn't a capitalist per se.
she's playing the sister, whatever.
No,
Someone in
no,
the
no,
chat
no,
saying
no.
that.
No, she's playing the love interest. Ted Cord's daughter is or whoever. Yeah, I don't know.
And I mean, like when I say plot holes, like there's something like just from the very, 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 very first scene when he comes back talking about he graduated from college, and you mean to tell me that you didn't know that you go away to college in Gotham City, and you don't come home in 4.5 years, and you don't know that your father had a heart attack, and that the house, that you're about to lose the house, that he closed up his business. How does that happen? There's no phones in this world.
Liz,
Yeah.
this is the same movie in which they had a top secret facility and a
Okay.
very important scarab, probably the crown jewel of the research facility, was snuck out in a McDonald's box and
Yeah.
nobody noticed.
Nobody.
No alarms went off. No
Nobody.
alarms.
Okay.
I don't remember that no alarms went off, and that the young lady, Ted Cord's daughter, was able to walk in and unplug it. She unplugged the scarab from
Unplugged
its
it.
Ethernet cable. It was plugged in,
Like,
I guess,
it's not-
maybe by Ethernet cable, maybe by something, you know.
Was it a fucking iPhone?
I mean, it looked like it was charging.
USB-C.
It did look like it was charging on the station that it was at. And it was left out in the open. It was left like right on the table.
Right on a table.
On the table.
He
On the table.
left. He
Wireless
walked away. He
Yeah,
walked
like
away.
no security was guarding it. And I'm trying to remember the scientist who was overseeing it. I think maybe he went to the
He
restaurant.
was eating a burger.
Yeah. And so
Hence the box.
So I mean, look, that happened. McBain, that happened.
Okay. There's a question in chat. Someone's asking about One Piece. I'm curious about One Piece.
Haven't watched it yet. Robert, I plan on watching the new series tonight. So far, I heard One Piece is smacking. Like it is the absolute truest live action anime treatment of all of the animes that are out there, from Bleach and what was the other one that they did live action for on Netflix? The Alchemist one.
Okay.
The so far they're saying that One Piece is out of control. I plan on watching that tonight. I think they dropped all episodes,
Okay.
so I will binge the shit out of it.
But I will say, no, but wait, I'll say that I do think that people should watch Blue Beetle just to support the level of representation.
I'll watch it
But
on Max.
I know, but I'm not going to trash it completely. But I will say that it is an enjoyable watch. However, it is a horrible comic book movie. I mean, it is terrible.
You're not selling me on this.
I get that, but I'm concerned that we'll never get another. Like, they really should do a Latino representation.
Oh, I agree.
And some people, and even a Mexican representation.
Well,
but this
Liz,
is not it.
It's gonna make its money back. It was a $104 million budget. It'll probably cross that this weekend, so it will be okay.
I hope so.
It's not going to get a sequel, but it'll be okay.
Now, James Gunn has said all he has said after the release of the film is that he really, really, really likes Sholo, and he looks forward to working with him in the new DC universe. He didn't say anything about anyone else. He just said he really likes Sholo and he looks forward to working with him.
I mean, we can even talk about the camera quality, but I think that this is the budget issue. The camera quality is horrible. The CGI is phone-in. Like, I mean, it's just,
Liz,
it's a hard watch.
How did you get that far? When they had the opening credits, I knew it was It was amateur hour.
Now I'm wondering if I
For
should
the
even watch this
opening
on
credits.
Max. I don't.
No, you could tell it was not. It was barely CW level.
Oh yeah.
No, come on.
Yes.
I am not exaggerating.
Ryan, you saw the
Absolutely.
Flash though, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. The onlyest thing that I will say is the films are running neck and neck. Blue Beetle and the Flash. They're
Yeah,
literally.
I
they're
think the
literally
Flash
neck
had
and
better
neck.
CGI.
I think. Well, the Flash. Look. The only thing good about the Flash is Michael Keaton. That's the nostalgia for me. That's what got me into the theater. Blue Beetle has nothing that like makes me go, you know what? I'm gonna see it for this. And I mean,
for me, the best part of the Flash was when that shit was over.
Okay,
God,
that's
I
good
hated
too.
that film.
That's good too.
You like the George Clooney reveal?
Well, originally
That
they
shit made
wanted
me so mad.
originally they wanted Christian Bale, but Bale told him to get fucked.
He knew
Yeah,
better.
He was not having any of that.
He's like, "No, I ain't
Yeah.
doing that. I ain't doing all
He's like,
that."
nah, I don't need a paycheck that
I
bad.
think this is I think this is equal to Venom. To be honest, to
That's
me,
fair.
like
That's fair.
camera
One.
quality.
Which
The
one?
first one.
Either.
Oh,
I mean, really, either.
because Carnage was garbage.
I mean-
Either.
Yeah.
I mean, either. No, Robert, not the Cowboy Bebop. Full Metal Alchemist. The live action of Full Metal Alchemist. So far, what I'm just hearing is that Cowboy Bebop. One Piece is the best out of like all the Netflix live action series. I know, Anthony, you got a roll like in like 9 minutes. There was another thing that came out that I wanted us to be able to rap about. What
Gran
in the
Turismo.
fucking Flash? I didn't see Gran Turismo. Was that good?
It's on my
So
to see
good.
list. I like because I know the backstory, which is a pretty cool story. You know, just
Yeah.
fucking. I mean, playing video games, you become automatically a professional race car driver. It's badass, and it looks cool. But I mean, that's on my list.
I know you saw that list.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, it was a good feel good. I mean, the stunts were done by the original person who
Mhm.
does it, who the story is about. I thought it was. I mean, it's a good father son film, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of it, and the crowd loved it. The crowd was clapping and cheering, and I liked it.
I want to see it. I thought I was gonna be able to see it last weekend, but ultimately, I wanted to take my kids, and ultimately they were like, "Nah, I'm alright." Like they didn't want to see it, and so it's tough. It was a tough sell on them. I don't know. And then I lost interest. So I mean, I saw that Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I thought that was cool. It was fun. It was just fun. It wasn't like you can definitely wait for that on streaming. But I had a lot of fun watching it. It was a really good reboot, and how they did it, and the way it was done with it being with actual teenage kids instead of adults who just sound like kids. It was really that was interesting. There's something else that I saw though that was dope that I'm looking forward to. Shit. Arg. I can't think of it. I don't think nothing else is coming out this year. I think the rest of this year, though, for me is a wrap. There's nothing else coming out that I need to see in actual theaters. Even the Marvels. Now, I will, but I'm saying things that I'm like, ooh, I got to see that. Nah, because I did not like Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is literally the bane of the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That film is
there's
worst.
way worse.
Yeah, there's way worse.
Yeah, it was worse. Okay,
Pump the
Thor: Love and
brakes.
Thunder was way worse.
I don't know, dude.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a race for
You're
it's a
right,
race for the
Brian.
bottom.
Look.
You're right.
I didn't really
The
care for Captain Marvel.
Eternals?
It's probably better than the Eternals as well. I didn't really care for Captain Marvel, but I didn't walk out of the theater mad. Like mad, like going, I waste my fucking money. So
And that movie was a 2+ hour long movie. I wasted 2.5 hours of my time watching Eternals for what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I really, really didn't like the first Captain Marvel movie. I didn't like that shit at all. I didn't like anything really about it. To me, and the thing about it, Ryan, I walked out of Captain Marvel mad because I said to myself, "You literally made me sit and watch this whole fucking film just for an end credit You could have just put that in something else, dude. You
Okay.
didn't have to do that. You didn't have to make me watch this damn movie.
My pushback is they've turned Thor into a punchline, a joke character, doing the splits.
Agreed.
I will say this. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Thor: Love and Thunder is the last Jedi of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean,
just
that's fine. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna
I'm looking
bite
forward
your
to
ear
it.
off on that
Okay,
one. I mean, but
I'll
for
take it a
me,
step further.
Captain
I'd
Marvel
rather-
is that.
I'd rather go to a Trump rally than see that movie again. How about that?
Well,
Hey,
slow
hey,
down.
hey, hey,
Slow
hey,
down.
Live
hey,
action.
hey,
Slow
hey,
down.
hey, you
I
stop
don't
it.
know if that's what
You
you want to
stop
do. Because you may end,
Stop it.
because
You
you
stop
may
it, Jason.
end up
Going
being
too far.
prosecuted.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the way that these
too
people
far.
are being
too
prosecuted.
too far, Big Bang. Too
I had to
far.
exaggerate to get my point
Look,
across.
I would say what
You may
I
go
am
to
looking
jail.
forward to is the creator. Have you seen that
Oh,
trailer
yeah,
with
I've seen
Denzel
that.
Washington's son?
Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer looks good.
Yes, I want to
You know.
see that,
Yeah.
Anthony.
That
Yes.
Yeah.
that has my attention. Hopes are not high, but it has my attention. It looks like if Terminator, if they had the chance to stop the war during the war, you know,
Maybe,
like all
but
right,
it's
we
got
got
a
this
kid.
opportunity.
To me, it's got the kid.
It's
And once
got
you
the
got
kid,
the kid, I don't know.
but
I don't know.
I mean, it visually looks cool.
Special
Vi-
effects
no,
look good.
it could
Yeah.
be one of those really, really big, over the top fucking duds.
Here's the thing.
Possibly.
It could be Ender's Game. That's my concern.
Damn it. Yeah.
Mm.
It could be Waterworld.
Woo.
Remember that shit?
It could be.
That shit was
It could
whack.
be.
It could be. Seriously.
Yeah.
Whenever you throw a kid into a titular role, you run that risk.
That movie was so bad.
But back to
Yeah.
Ender's Game, because I read Ender's Game. I read that book. And the problem with that is that only works in book novel format. That would not translate in any way, shape, or form into a movie. It's not going to work.
You know, Robert
Hmm.
said that everything else is Gotham Knights is now canceled, and Superman and Lois is the only one that's left. I don't know how that's still making it, but okay.
On what? On television?
On CW.
Oh, look, I stopped watching. I'm not going back to anything CW.
Who still watches that?
I mean, that's a lost cause. Yeah, all that shit is a lost cause. I mean, again, like, you know, I saw that trailer for the David Washington film. I said, oh, that looks interesting. Is it enough for me to, after I get off later with Mo Kelly, is it enough for me at 11:30 to run down to the Burbank AMC and watch a midnight movie? No. So that's my point. I don't know if there's anything coming out. The who?
Watch it on torrent download. Don't.
I mean,
Supposedly.
We don't talk
I mean,
about stuff like that here.
Look,
It's
I don't.
I do.
Hey,
I said supposedly. What about
Supposedly.
Dune? What about y'all? Are y'all
I'm not
interested in
watching
Dune
that
was
second
pushed.
Dune. I
Dune
hated
was
that
pushed.
Dune.
Dune was horrible.
It's horrible, and it
What
is
do-
coming out in 2024. It's not coming out this year anymore.
What do we think about the trailer to Rebel Moon?
Horrible.
That shit looks like it
Garbage.
was shot by
That was
fucking
rough.
pranksters. She looked like it was shot. Like when I watching that trailer, I said to myself, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I felt like I
Battlefield
was
Earth.
in like
It was
sitting watching a bunch of kids that were high. Like,
No.
you know, man, I'm telling you, dude, the shit is crazy, man. The fucking moon, right?
don't know.
And there's a girl, and then there's bird people. The fuck is this movie about?
It was it Jupiter Rising or Jupiter Ascending from
Legacy?
the Wachowskis?
Yes.
That's what it
Yes.
that's what it reminded
Oh.
me of. That's how
Yeah.
like all right, you're just all over the place on this
Okay.
one.
You're probably right, but I'm gonna watch it for Ray Fisher. That's my guy.
All right.
I'll watch it for that. No, you think I'm joking? Okay, Ray Fisher is getting the bag,
Boo.
man. I'm gonna support that. No, I support Ray Fisher. Good
Did you
for
go
y'all.
to his play? Did you go to his play when he was out
No,
here?
No.
Well, then you
I
didn't support
No,
him.
I didn't.
Then you
I
not
didn't go to the
supporting him.
play. I didn't go to the play. I
Oh,
didn't
well,
go.
then your support
I
is
supported him when he was
waning.
fighting against the machine. Well, all you motherfuckers, you know who you are, were against him. All right,
Look,
so y'all can
I
toss
just
it.
said
look,
consequences.
fuck the Rebel Moon.
Yeah,
Ain't no one gonna
He's
go
getting-
watch
yeah,
that
He's
shit.
getting his bag and he won.
He's
he
not
won.
getting. No, he's not getting the bag, McBang. He's not
He
getting the
won.
bag.
And
He's
by
got
the way,
he's got another bit part in this
Okay,
film.
but-
He's got a Razzie.
okay, and by the way, it's Mr. Ray Fisher to all y'all
Well,
motherfuckers.
Mr.
All right.
Ray Fisher does not have Mr. Ryan's support because he didn't go see
Okay,
him as
no,
Muhammad
I
Ali
supported
when he
him.
was out here
I
being directed by
supported
Debbie
him.
Allen.
I supported
I
him when he was
went.
fighting against the machine. You were fighting against him.
I didn't say I was a fighter against
Liz,
him. I said
you
Liz
were.
saw the play.
consequences.
Liz
saw
saw
the
the
play.
play.
First of all,
I did.
I
In
don't
a
go to
box
plays.
seat.
I don't go to
I
plays.
was up close.
I don't go to plays. I don't go to plays. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Okay, you sound ignorant.
There ain't nothing else coming
Right
You
back
out.
didn't
at
read
you.
either.
Please.
There
Y'all
ain't
bunch
nothing
of
else coming
haters.
out. No. It's not
Anyway,
hate. There are some things that are
watch.
factual.
I stayed to the. I think Twila and I both did stay to the end of the TV Flash.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we
speaking
regret
of
it.
Flash,
All right. We should. All right.
I'm out, guys.
Anthony, peace and
Deuces.
blessings.
See y'all.
Um,
Be in the chat.
Really
See
and
ya.
truly, I'm trying to think. I don't know if there was anything else that I had on the rise, because I definitely look. I'm definitely excited about this One Piece. Really and truly, I mean, there's some stuff coming on television that I'm probably more interested in watching than anything on theater. But I just don't know. Again, there's nothing coming out in the movies that I actually need to go and see. Things are coming to streaming fast enough where I'm good. I can actually wait. I don't need to see anything else in theaters for the rest of this year. And they will probably continue to push back some of their bigger pictures because they're not trying to take that L. If you cannot have the actors go out and actively promote your project, if you cannot have them go out and actually promote it, these film companies, they can't afford it. They can't afford to take the risk. So I'm thinking that they're going to push most everything back. Now that we're at the end of the year, we got past the summer. They're like, if it's, if they can take the L on it, sure thing. But a lot of shit's coming out in 2024, and that's just what it's gonna be.
I was trying to look to see what's gonna be coming out just real quick, and Top Gun's coming back.
Oh, back to theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot of movies coming back to theaters. Look, they're bringing a bunch. There's a bunch of re-releases coming back for like anniversary rounds. I think they're gonna do like an anniversary of The Crow, Goonies.
First one, right?
Which one? The first one, yes, the first one.
trophy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No, nothing else.
I tell you what, I won't be watching. I will not be going to see The Hunger Games, the prequel to The Hunger Games.
No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
So I had no interest.
Me either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really, really tough, and it's like I've kind of lost track of what is coming out. James Wright asked the question, what are you looking forward to in 2024? I don't know. I honestly don't really know what is coming out that there is to look forward to.
Because of the strike, it's hard to figure out what's going to come out.
Because a lot of stuff has just shut down even production. I mean, like, I thought we were going to get Captain America 4, but now, we don't know. Like, I would have maybe been looking forward to that, but
and Daredevil,
we don't know. And Daredevil,
Deadpool 3,
right. Like these are all things that are all kind of in limbo now. So it's right now, I think the only thing I'm looking forward to that everyone on the picket line is looking forward to is the strike coming to an end, is that there being some type of movement that can make everyone whole, and that things can get back to the way they are or the way they were. So
it's unfortunate.
That's about it, man. That is about it. I definitely appreciate y'all coming through tonight. Once again, man, prayers to our brother Cunningham. Hope that leg heals up quickly, good sir. Sending you nothing but good energy. Before we roll out of here, is there anything I'm missing? What you watching, McBang?
You know how I'm always late to the party. I finally finished season 3 of Star Trek Discovery.
Okay.
Digging it. I'm watching it. I'm like, why do people hate this show? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's good. It's good. I mean, I know why they don't like it, but I ain't gonna have to say.
Right. Speak on it.
Yeah.
You know why, Ryan.
Strong black woman. People don't want to see that shit. I want to see that shit. So I like it. I love her story arc. I just think it's just a good story. Game wise, I've been playing a video game that's based on the 1974 classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre called Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is fun. It is so much fucking fun. It's basically it's 3-on-4. You're like you can play one of the killers or one of the victims, and the victims are trying to escape the compound. You have to go and get them and kill them. It is dark, it is twisted, and it is fun. I've been streaming the hell out of it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Damn. What you watching, Liz?
I'm actually watching Only Murders in the Building. Like, I love the show. And interestingly enough, I mean, first of all, I think that it's at season 3. And I do think Steve Martin's talking about retiring, but I still think that he has much to give. But that is my selfishness.
He doesn't age, by the way.
I think, because he is a person who gives his body in his comedy. Like, I mean, he's a more physical comedian like Jim Carrey was. I get why he's kind of like, look, I'm tired. But I still think you would never suspect that they would have the best chemistry. But I just think that it's such a good show. I mean, of course, I am on Apple TV, a new docuseries that came out about the Nissan exec. Fascinating.
What's it called?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Ah, sounds great, Liz. I'll be sure to check it out.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
Watch it. It's the Nissan exec.
But I do. I mean, because I am not aware. I'm not into business this way to why I'm supposed to be so fascinated about like the fact that they put the Japanese put him in jail. And so it's kind of talking about how that happened, how he escaped close proximity, being monitored by the Japanese in a box. And he's living in Lebanon at the moment. I just think it's a really interesting show, and really his story's not over. But other than that, I mean, there's some other shows that started on Apple TV, but I mean, they're just.
I mean, look, we don't even know the name of this CEO show, so I mean, it's all good.
It's called Nissan or what?
It's just there's not gonna be too many Nissan shows on Apple. What you watching, Mo?
I'm watching Silo on Apple TV. I'm going to start Invasion on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Netflix has a very curious strategy. They're, I guess, licensing agreements with different streamers like HBO/Max. So they have shows like Ballers and Suits, which and a couple other things which have come to Netflix. So I'm binging those series. The strike may be going on, but I have plenty to watch, so I'll be doing that tonight. I don't know if I'm going to finish. What is it? Denzel tonight.
Equalizer. How do you like Ballers?
Oh, I love that show. Seriously, yeah. And it's actually better to binge it. Watching it week to week made it very slow, and it was very difficult to really get into the story. But when you can binge it, it's a much more cohesive experience.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what you think about Silo. I'm not a big fan.
I'm 2/3 way through the season. I enjoy it, but I don't like series that can never tell you everything, because if they tell you everything, then the series is over. And I want them to get to the point where they're going to make some startling realizations and actually reveal some things. Why are they down there? Who built the silo? I guess the government did it, but give us the reasons for it. Did all the people who went outside, did they die in vain? I want some answers, and they're not quite getting there.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it.
I got some anime to watch. I got some One Piece, the animated series. It is getting to tonight might even be the conclusion of the Wano arc, which has been stellar. It's been some highs and lows. But this arc, these past couple episodes, Luffy is really bringing it to Kaido, and it's been stellar animation, and so I'm looking forward to finishing that, catching up on that. Jujutsu Kaisen is back with new episodes, and the animation is through the roof. And then of course the One Piece live action series, which I believe they dropped all the episodes, so it is bingeable. So I'm going to be up late tonight doing that. Hopefully we can get together sooner than later, y'all. I miss y'all, man. Look, we got to get
know.
together with this nerdness, man. But adulthood be adulting, man. Adulthood be straight up adulting right now. That is the absolute truth. But we will without a doubt be back at you as soon as humanly possible. Anthony already took us out with some good news. What you got to say, Liz?
Is this our catchphrases?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yes.
new.
Yes, Liz.
I really don't know if I have. It's day weekend,
Oh shit.
Oh God.
so have fun.
It's a long
Bye.
catchphrase.
It is.
I love it. Big Bang.
I've been down with Ray Fisher since day one. Believe that.
Oh, the fuck. Mo Kelly.
Multipass.
Excelsior. I don't know how you be finding these things, Big Bang.